I was still wearing my work badge when I found my son collapsed at the front door. His face was ghostly pale, his breathing shallow. His fingers curled as if he tried to shield himself. And there he was, my brother, no, the man I used to call my brother, leaning casually against the hallway wall, shoulders loose, almost bored. I just disciplined him, he said, like he was talking about wiping down a counter. My parents stepped out of the living room, their faces hardened, unreadable. He deserved it, my mother said flatly. My father didn't even glance at my son. He stared at me instead, daring me to challenge them. My hands shook. But not from fear, this was calculation. I called emergency services when the medic arrived. He knelt beside my son, checked him carefully, then looked up at my brother and froze. "Ma'am, is that really your brother?" He whispered, his voice tight. He stopped himself. But his face told me everything. Something was deeply wrong with who my brother truly was. And in that moment, every loose piece in my life snapped into place. I used to worship that man. We were only 2 years apart. He was a golden child, the one my parents adored. I learned early that my role was to admire him. He played a perfectly protector, guide, the one who always knew better. He held me when I cried. He told me the world was cruel, but family never would be. I believed him. I believed all of them. But no mask lasts forever if you look closely enough. It started with my son, small bruises he tried to hide. The way he flinched when someone knocked on the door. How he refused to be alone with my brother. Not even for a minute. Did something happen? I asked. He always shook his head too fast. Kids think silence keeps things calm. Then I saw my son stepping aside when my brother walked toward him. No child does that unless fear has taught them exactly how. I installed hidden cameras. That was the moment love died inside me. The footage showed my brother entering my home when I wasn't there, speaking to my son in a voice I didn't recognize, cold, sharp, meant to break him, not guide him. Then the first slap, the second, the third, calm, measured, enjoyed. I watched the screen like I was seeing a stranger violating my home under my family's name. When I showed my parents the footage, they didn't even blink. "He's toughening the boy up," my father said. "That's how we raised you," my mother added. And that's when I understood I had been raised by monsters, and I had mistaken cruelty for love. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. Emotion is useless against predators. I planned instead. My brother was their pride, their identity, the center of their world. So I went after the one thing they never expected, the truth. I started digging. The medic's hesitation that night confirmed what I already suspected. First, I had the medic carefully document every injury, every pattern, every timestamp. Second, I took my son to a child psychologist, creating a professional record. Third, I contacted a social worker I trusted and filed a quiet report. But the fourth move that was mine alone, I searched for my brother's real birth certificate, because nothing about his past ever fully lined up. His age, the adoption whispers, the missing year in our family photo albums. When I finally accessed old hospital records, the truth was clean and brutal. My parents' first child had died at birth. Instead of grieving, they replaced him with another family's baby, an illegal switch, a stolen identity. He was never their son. He was never my brother. He lived his entire life under a name that wasn't his, protected by parents too ashamed to admit what they'd done. A stolen child raised with stolen entitlement. When the police arrived, quietly called by the social worker, my brother laughed. "You really think anyone will touch me?" he said. I handed the officers everything: hospital records, signatures, DNA results. His confidence drained slowly, like he was realizing the ground beneath him wasn't solid at all. "You're not who you think you are," I told him calmly. "And you're definitely not my family." My parents tried to grab the papers. Too late. The officers read everything. The medic stepped forward and confirmed the identity issues. The man who pretended to be my brother was arrested for assault. My parents were taken in for questioning about the illegal identity switch. Their entire world of lies collapsed in a single night. I didn't destroy them, I just hit the first domino. My son sleeps peacefully now. No flinching, no fear. The house feels quiet without their voices. Strange, but clean. People say revenge burns like fire. They're wrong. Real revenge is surgical, cold, exact, and precise. One final cut that removes the rot so healing can begin. And as I watch, my son breathes safely beside me, I realize I didn't lose a brother. I learned I never had one. And for the first time in my life, I am free.